Welcome back to Without Shortcuts. Today we are making my Grandma Foley's sugar cookies.
These cookies are almost as easy to make as it is to reach down and like and subscribe to this video. So go ahead and do that now.
So these cookies are truly a Foley family tradition. Ever since I was a kid, we always make them during the holidays and they are amazing.
Part of the beauty in this recipe is the simplicity of it. It's only 8 ingredients and they turn out absolutely wonderfully. We're going to start by just throwing our butter into the mixer and we'll mix that up until it's nice and smooth. This could also be done in just a hand mixer and get pretty much exactly the same results.
Once your butter is nice and smooth, we're going to go ahead and add the sugar just a little bit at a time and cream them together. And throughout the whole mixing process, go ahead and just kind of scrape down the sides of the bowl as you need to, just to make sure everything gets mixed together.
Once those are all combined and nice and creamy, you're going to go ahead and add your eggs and your vanilla. You're going to start with your eggs and just beating it slowly. You're going to add them one at a time and don't add the next one until the previous one is fully mixed in there and well incorporated. And after the eggs are done, then you'll just pour the vanilla in and let those mix up until those are nice and creamy and smooth.
We've got our eggs and vanilla combined with the butter and sugar. So now we're gonna mix together the flour, baking soda, cream of tartar, and salt. And we'll just whisk those together until everything's combined. And then we're gonna go ahead and slowly combine this with our wet ingredients.
So remember, once you add the flour, then you've introduced gluten into this system. So you want to make sure you don't mix it too long or that's going to start to develop. But once you do have it all mixed up, these need to chill for a couple of hours. It seems like kind of a pain, but honestly, it's going to make them turn out better. And you know Grandma wasn't going to skip this step, so there's no reason you should either.
That's
no
right.
Shortcuts here. So you can either just cover them in the bowl and throw them into the refrigerator, or for the sake of space in the refrigerator, we're going to go ahead and pour them out onto the counter, kind of form them into a nice little ball, and then we'll just cover them in plastic wrap and throw them in there for a few hours. Once we get that done, we'll let them chill, we'll come back, we'll roll these things out, and we'll make some cookies. Our dough is rested for a couple of hours. It's out. We're going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 375 degrees. Get a couple of pieces of parchment paper into a couple of baking sheets and see if we can't get this party started.
All right, so we're gonna split the dough in half. So we're working with just half at a time, otherwise it makes a big, huge sheet of dough. And we're just gonna flour the countertop. All right, and then we'll get these guys rolled out. So the dough is real stiff because it just came out of the fridge. So take your time with it. Throw a little flour on the top there. Make sure to flour the rolling pin. And we'll get this going. Grandma always made sure to roll it out nice and thick so you end up with some nice, soft, fluffy cookies. So once you've got it rolled out, take your cookie cutter of choice. In this case, we're using my grandma's old Christmas tree cookie cutter. So we'll go ahead and cut these out and throw them on the pan. Once you've cut all your cookies out, just roll your scraps back together, re-roll the whole thing, and just keep cutting cookies until you get them all done.
We'll keep working this dough like he said. We're going to make sure we don't waste any of this cookie dough because it's far too good to waste, and we certainly wouldn't want Grandma Foley to have a negative view on what we're doing here.
Right.
So we're going to get that all ready. We're going to slide those into the oven for, what is it, about 10 minutes?
6 to 8. You want them nice and soft.
Fair enough. All right, so 6 to 8 minutes in the oven at 375. We'll take them out. We'll let them cool for just a moment, and we'll be right back and see what we've got.
Our cookies are out, so the last thing that we're going to do, this was Grandma's secret to these cookies. While they're still warm, we're going to take just a little bit of heavy cream and a pastry brush and just lightly brush these cookies, and then we're going to sprinkle them with a little bit of that colored sugar sprinkles there.
I've been waiting a long time for this. Everything looks right. They smell right. I have to ask, would Grandma Foley approve? Are these ready for tasting?
I think we are good to go.
Outstanding. I'm looking forward to it. Let's give them a shot.
All right.
Sometimes the simplicity is just amazing. These are just that perfect texture, keeping them nice and thick. They come out awesome. You know, that flavor, that experience. I mean, everything about this screams this should be a tradition. I can absolutely see how this becomes a family tradition, because it's not that it's fancy or exciting or, you know, something that's just groundbreaking. It's just good. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's an amazing cookie, and it absolutely screams holidays.
Absolutely. I mean, it's got just a little crunch on the outside. It's a really soft cookie. I mean, this is my childhood holidays in a cookie right here.
All right. I mean, that being said, you know, I appreciate Brian sharing this recipe with me. I'm glad that we could share it with you. We hope that this becomes a tradition for a lot of people. If you guys have traditions of your own, if there's things that you make only around the holidays or that remind you of the holidays, share them with us. We may even ask for a recipe and see if we can do a video on them. But we'd love to just see what everybody else is doing and what holidays and what traditions they celebrate. So hit us up on social media, on Instagram or Twitter. Maybe leave a comment down below. We'd absolutely love to hear it. Remember, when you're making these, Grandma certainly wasn't taking any shortcuts. So when you do them, make sure you're doing them without the shortcuts. We appreciate it. And until the next time around, we'll see you again.
All right. Thanks, guys.